Good morning, you're listening to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. I'm at BDNY at the Javits Center in New York, first day of the show, and I'm with Charley Knight, Vice President of Sales and Business Development with CM Hospitality. Charley, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, Kemp. Thanks. Hope you are.
I am. I'm thrilled that you're back over here in the flooring business. Let's run through your past real quick. You and I first met. You had been at Shaw, and then you went over to Interface. And then you were at Interface for a while, running their hospitality business. And you and I actually did a podcast here talking about one of their innovations of having soft and hard flooring, on the same plane in guest rooms. And that was an innovation 6-7 years ago. You were leading in that area. And then you went over in the furniture business for a while, right?
That's correct. Just let me say, I couldn't be more pleased to be back in the flooring business.
Good you're here. I'm going to lean on you as a resource because you're articulate and you know how to tell me what's going on. Let's tell our listeners what's going on. One thing about CM real quick, used to be known as Clayton Miller, made that change in branding a long time ago. Hugh McLean's retiring, and you're stepping in taking the sales and marketing role, right?
That's correct. It take a lot of different people to fill all the things that Hugh did well, but I will lead our sales and marketing efforts, and then financial oversight will be led by someone else.
All right, so the hospitality business, we've been watching it. Two main sectors that are strong on the commercial side continue to be healthcare and education. But this is probably coming in third, wouldn't you say?
I would. Everything that I hear and read about indicates that the commercial interiors business is beginning to soften a bit. That said, I expect that this year or 25 will be a little bit better than 24 in the hospitality vertical. And I think 25 and beyond, 26, I expect it actually to be quite good.
Since COVID, these brands, like Marriott, Hyatt, Hilton, they've kind of relaxed their PIP standards.
Right.
I'm understanding, especially with Hilton, that they're putting a little more heat on that these properties get in compliance with their standards. So you're starting to see some pretty good activity.
100%. Yeah, I think that the renovation market, for the last couple of years, people have been expecting this kind of tidal wave of PIPs because all of the operators got so relaxed, and they needed to because the folks who own these properties just got crushed during the pandemic. That said, it's been several years now. The lodging business is pretty well back, and these PIPs are going to happen, and they're going to happen now. When I talk to a lot of my friends in the purchasing industry, they see this wave coming. The brands, absolutely. I mean, if you look at it, there's a lot of tired property out there now because they haven't been renovated on schedule. I 100% expect branding companies to enforce these PIPs and to be very stringent about it.
I'm in a Weston property here, spending $600 a night, and it's a mess. So hopefully they'll get around to that. But anyway, let's talk nationwide again. Tell us what some of the trends are. One of the first ones I want to talk about is we're 7 or 8 years into this shift from carpeted guest rooms to LVT guest rooms. Where does that stand now?
I mean, it's still a thing. So 2 things I would mention to that. I have heard that one of the major brands is kind of going to relax their need for resilient flooring in certain kinds of guest rooms in some markets. I think it really depends on the experience that the brand has had. As an example, so you mentioned it, we're probably 7, 8, 9, 10 years into this resilient thing. And so now we're at the first turn. 7, 8 years would be your carpet turn. So now, did the promise that the manufacturers made come true? Are they going to get 2 cycles or 3 cycles instead of 1? And I think that it's a mixed bag. I think there are plenty of properties that probably are going to do that because they specified the right product, they had the right installer. Conversely, there are a lot of people who are probably pretty disappointed. And so it's a mixed bag. Resilient is a wonderful product. It has a perception of cleanliness. It more emulates certain residential aspects. So I think it's still a thing, and it's still a big thing. But I do think that there'll be some people who kind of move back to carpet.
Good thing for you, CM Hospitality offers both, right?
That's correct.
Hey, whichever way they go, you've got something for them. Right?
We'd be pleased to service that opportunity with either.
Yeah, and actually, what you offer on both sides is made right here in this country. Right?
It is. One of the things that we're really excited about and creating a lot of momentum on is our domestically made LVT product. Made there in North Georgia, a beautiful, very modern, very robotic manufacturing facility that makes a fantastic product. And I got to tell you, you talk to a purchasing person and they'll tell you that, it's really just about price. But we have begun to find a lot of customers who are really interested in a firm that can control their raw material chain of custody, that can give you fantastic predictability about when that product will be available, much faster lead times, never being held hostage by the Port of Long Beach. These are things that can matter. And so having a really robust domestically made LVT program is something that we're very excited about.
I know your parent company likes to stay below the radar, but this brand is actually a pretty big player in the hospitality business, right?
Yeah, I mean, we think so. It's interesting. As you mentioned, I've got a pretty diverse background with some really large companies. And so when I joined these guys, it has been an incredibly pleasant surprise, mostly just because of how good we are. Like, we are very, very good at delivering bespoke hospitality solutions to the design community. And we have it's a smaller company, but we have a group of people within our firm that are just so dedicated to positive outcomes for our customers and just don't have tons of layers of bureaucracy. What you have is a group of people who are really dedicated to making a customer outcome the way that the customer visualizes it.
Now, you offer rugs as well, right?
We do. We have a robust rug program. It's really quite simple. It's not much different than our bespoke guest room program. We kind of come up with designs, come up with the finishing edge treatments, sizes. It can be one size or it can be many, many sizes. But it's one of the things that we do offer in our portfolio. Obviously a really relevant solution given all of the resilient flooring that's out there.
We were looking at some stats and we noticed that the new construction on the hospitality segment is still there. There's still some good business, but it's flat. It's not really expanding. So where are you focused right now?
It is. If you look at the stuff that's come out of lodging econometrics over the last couple months, couple quarters, they talk about the most robust development pipeline in the history of the business, which is exciting. I get reminded of that with some frequency. However, a signed deal is not a shovel in the ground. Those are two really different things. But I think it does speak to the fact that, the future of this business for the next several years should be very positive. But as we mentioned before, I think that there is a wave of renovation that's coming that is pent up. And quite candidly, I've been expecting this pent up demand to begin to unleash itself over the last couple of years, and that wave hasn't come. But I still think it's coming. You mentioned it. The property you're staying in here in New York City, $600 a night, is not in great shape. And to compete in this market, that will have to remedy itself.
All right, Charlie, it's great to catch up with you. Congratulations on your new role here at CM Hospitality. Again, been talking to Charley Knight, the Vice President of Sales and Marketing at CM Hospitality, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr in FloorValley.net.